this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making a bow. I've got some chenille stems, some ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I've got some floral wire. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I think I'm going to need it. And I've got some flowers that I'm going to add to the bow. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm really not sure. I'm just going to take you through the creative process with me. So let's get started. When I saw this ribbon in the Dollar Tree, I just absolutely fell in love with it. Especially with this chevron print and the polka dots, it's like the perfect match. And there's so much you can use this for. You can use it for a gift basket, to wrap a gift. You can use it in a wreath to add some ribbon into it. So I really like this. So what I'm going to do is, I don't really have a plan in mind. I'm going to start with this polka dot. And so if I wanted to, I could actually do two of these together and then kind of fan it out. But I think I'm going to keep it a little bit simple on this one. I might end up joining the two together somehow, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is, if you look at this side here, it's really dull compared to the other side. So you see it's a little bit dull, so you want to keep your ribbon on this particular side. So when I'm starting to make my bow, I'm just going to, you have to decide how big you want your loops to be and then kind of be, have them the same length on both sides. And this ribbon is, let's see, it's 9 feet of ribbon and it's 1.5 inches in width. So this is a little bit smaller than normal, but you can make a really pretty bow with this. So I'm going to leave some of this kind of hanging right here because I want to be able to, I don't want this to come apart. So you want to leave a little bit like right here. So you make your first loop and then you kind of span it around and you're going to pinch it in the middle. And so it stays on that same side. So you want your loops to be the same. So if you really want to measure them up, but you can just kind of look at it and see if they look the same. Okay, so I'm trying to keep these on the same side. So I brought it around like this, and I'm going to take the other one and bring it around like this. And I'm just doing it over the top here. And you might want to just kind of have a little bit of this unraveled. And so I'm going to pinch it in the middle. And so I want these to kind of line up together. So you see how that is? And the nice thing is that this is the perfect setup because it's a wired ribbon, so you can go back and shape it up. Okay, so I'm bringing it across the top. So I have the first two loops going this way, and then I'm going to bring this one this way and around and under. And it's still going to keep it on that same side, so it's not on the dull side. The dull side would be inside of here, and the other one will be, the nice side will be on the outside. So you see I'm bringing this around like that, and I'm bringing it under. So I'm pinching in the middle. I'm going to unravel more of this. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and use all of this ribbon. Let's see if we can get all of it in there. Okay, I'm going to let that drop to the floor. It's easier for you to see, easier for me to work with. Okay, so we got it like that. I'm going to bring it around again. Pinch it in the middle. And so you see I'm kind of overlapping it, bringing it across the middle there. Pinching it, bringing it around and under. Pinching it again. And so I'm bringing it around the top again. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops, and then I need one more on this side. And I'm still making sure that my loops are somewhat even. Okay, I'm going to bring it right under here. And I'm still holding that pinch in the middle. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm bringing it this way. And I want to see if I can get one more loop. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another, and 5 on this side. Let's see if it'll happen. And if not, you could always go back and adjust. It's not a big deal. And it looks like it's going to end pretty good for me. I'm bringing it right under the bottom there again. And then I'm going to pinch it right in the middle here, just like this. And look how full that is. Now, just one other thing I want you to know, that in the back here, I still have a little bit of this left, which is good, because you want a little bit of that, because when you start unraveling it or start shaping up your loops, you want to have a little bit of this so it's not too close and it doesn't come apart. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take my chenille stem. Okay, and I'm going to just bring it across here, just like this. Okay, I'm still pinching it, and I'm just going to bring it in the back, and I'm going to go ahead and twist my bow. And don't worry about the bow kind of losing a little bit of its form. It's okay. So I'm just giving it a couple of twists. And then I'm going to go ahead and fluff it up. And this is a black chenille stem. Don't worry about that. It won't really show. Okay, so I'm just kind of making my loops here and making it fuller. Look how pretty that looks. Making my loops here. And all I'm doing is just making it so it's more of like a full kind of round ribbon. It doesn't have any like the stems that come from the bottom of it. Doesn't have any of those. But if you wanted to, you can add a stem in. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is taking a little bit of this one and maybe bringing it across the center. Now, the only thing about doing that is that it won't be as rounded as you want it, but that's just another idea I'm just showing you. So all you would do is basically cut a piece of this, and that's if you want this type of bow. And you just bring some, I've seen where you can actually fold it on each side, and then bring some around the middle here if you wanted to. So that's just another option if you wanted to do that. And see how pretty that looks? And so all I would do is just kind of, well, I would just hot glue it, basically. Just hot glue it. So that's just another idea if you wanted to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just fluff this up. And even though I have that black chenille stem, you really don't see it. But I am really loving this ribbon. Okay, you just have to play with it a little bit. Okay, so let me just lay that there for a moment. And I think I'm going to cut off just a little bit of this at the back. I have a little bit too much. And so that's what we have so far as our ribbon. Just very simple. And look how pretty that is. Now if I wanted to, I can make another ribbon. And then possibly put the two together, and then you kind of have a layered ribbon. That's another option.
So let's see. Let's see what happens if we do another one. I'm going to do one just a little bit smaller than this, than the one here. It probably won't have as many loops. So let's see. I'm going to do one like this, bringing it in a little bit smaller. The loops are going to be smaller now. Bringing it around, because look how that side looks dull. I am really loving this ribbon. I'll have to go back and look for more. So I'm going to only do 3 loops on this one. So I'm using the same exact technique, but I'm only doing 3 loops. Because I kind of want it condensed and where I can just put it right in the middle of the other one. So let's see how this one comes out. Cut some of that away. And so now I can take this and put it right in the center there. And you're probably wondering, well, how is she going to get that one on there? I'm going to pinch it in the middle. I'm going to take another chenille stem. Let's make sure you can see that. Just move this other one out the way. So it's a little bit thick here. And I'm going to twist. I'm twisting the bow. So you don't have to twist the chenille stem, just take the bow and just turn it, just like that. So this is what the back looks like now. You have actually 2 of these, and this can be used as your attachment when you attach it to your gift or your basket. So that's how that's going to be. And then you just kind of take this and fluff it up, and look how pretty that looks with that in the middle. Look at that. So you got a bow that looks super fabulous, and it didn't cost a whole lot, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time to make. So I'm really hoping that this was helpful to you. And now we're still going to do something else with this, just when you thought we were done, huh? Okay, so this is what we got so far. And I'll go back in and fluff it out. I kind of like this part, the fluffing out part, where I can just kind of shape it. So if you see these at Dollar Tree, please get some of these. This would look really nice on a wreath. Really pretty on a wreath, yes. So just some ideas. So now we're going to add in our flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a couple of these off. See, I don't want to make it not too much. I think I might do 2 and 2 possibly. Let's see. So I'm going to just take my wire cutter, and I want this to be a little bit lengthy for right now, and I can cut it down shorter. And I think flowers just make a nice addition to your bows. So you could stop there and just leave the bow like this. It's up to you if you want to. But I always like to take it just one step further, just to show you all of the possibilities. Okay, so what you have to decide is how you want to position these on your ribbon, or on your bow, I should say. Whether you want them to come off of the side this way on these 2 sides. Let me see if I can show you that. I just want you to really see this. On these 2 sides here, or you want them to come out of the top and the bottom. So let's take a look at how that looks. I won't worry about these chenille stems sticking out right now. You're going to decide whether you want these to come out of the sides here, like this. See, one on that side, and then do another one on this side. And it's all about how you choose to do it. I think that looks really pretty coming out of the sides like that. This actually reminds me of like a possible wedding type thing. Or you can decide whether you want it to come out of the top or bottom. So if it were to come out of top or bottom, it would look something like this. Just out of the top, the bottom like this. And so that's basically all you have to decide really, is how you want these to come out. I think I'm gonna have it come, I don't know, I'll go this way, we'll see. Decisions. Okay, so to get my flowers to look really good, or to attach them together, I could either use one this way and one this way, kind of like that. But to me, it doesn't look as vibrant and as thick as I want it to be. So I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to leave the greenery on there. I'm going to have two coming that way and two coming this way. And you want to just make sure that your bow can fit right in the middle there, just like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up using my floral wire. And so you just have to see what spacing you want to have in between your flowers. And then you're just going to take your floral wire and just tie them together. Super easy. And so I'm just making sure that I have these joined together okay, like this. And I usually start in the middle here, but let me just make sure once again that that's a perfect fit, because I want the flowers to kind of be peeking out of the sides here to make it look real pretty. But wouldn't these be like nice chair decorations, maybe on the back of a chair for some type of brunch or something? Just all these ideas that are coming to mind here. Okay, so I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm just going to start wrapping my floral wire around. Super easy. I'm just going to go back and forth really. And I just want to make sure that I have this so it's not sticking out, so you don't poke yourself. And you see how that just fits together? Just like that. I'm loving it. And I want my flowers to be side by side, so I don't want them to kind of flip that way. So just kind of make sure that your flowers are really good on there. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit more just to secure it right here. Just a little bit more. And you can make a bunch of these, especially once you really get rolling in this process. It's super easy. You can make any kind of color combination that you want. And these Dollar Tree flowers can go a long way. Okay, so all I'm doing is just winding it around here. And I'm just using all of it. And it's pretty good. This is like really stuck on here, like real good. So I'm just going to make sure that my floral wire is not sticking out so it doesn't poke me or anything. Isn't that pretty with this burlap? Okay, so now we've got to put, and just make sure you can see this. Move it back a little bit. And so I'm going to put this right in the center there. Look how pretty that looks with the flowers coming off of there. And I'm going to use my chenille stem. I'm going to just flip this over so you can see. So all I'm doing now is putting this in between the chenille stem here, in between here. Now you're making sure that you have enough on both sides, so you want to check. And no one's going to see the chenille stem, so you're good to go. All I'm doing is just wrapping it right around my flowers. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to take one of them and I'm going to wrap it around. I'm wrapping around two, and then I'm just taking one and just wrapping it around. Just like this, because I don't really want this black to really show. And so, yeah, my bow is not going to look too good when I turn it over because it's probably smushed, but that's okay because we can always go back and fix it. So I'm just attaching this so that it stays on here. Just wrapping that around. Okay, and you see this? You still have this so that you can tie it onto whatever you're going to tie it onto. And if you need more, you can just slip a chenille stem right under the bottom here, right under this bottom, through the middle, and attach it to whatever you want to attach it, if you need more. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over. And I'm just going to make sure I position my flowers. I'm just neatening everything up now. Yeah, that putting this bow in the middle really makes a difference. And it's attached on there. When I say it's really like firm and attached real good, it really is. Okay, so I want to make sure I have this turned like that, and that's nice and positioned perfectly on the sides. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And so Dollar Tree flowers, Dollar Tree ribbons, some chenille stems from Dollar Tree, and some floral wire, which I think I got this at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure, maybe Walmart, but it was super cheap. And so now you've got a nice bow that you can just put on a gift. This would be pretty on a wedding gift. I see white wrapping paper, or maybe a beige or cream colored wrapping paper, and just having this laying right across it on top of a gift. I think that'd be pretty. Or it can be a table decor. That's the other thing too. So I hope this inspired you. I hope I made it easy enough for you to understand. Get those ribbons and start making something and adding flowers to it and whatever you want. So I hope this inspired you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to leave your comments below, because your comments inspire me. So I'll see you real soon. Bye.